today, just like we did with addition, we're going to be going through some problems and answering questions about ungrouping as we go. And then you're going to practice on the second page. So some of them today are going to have a 0 in the tens and the ones like yesterday, but some are not. So we're going to have to pay attention. Now, I'm going to go through this one step at a time, and then I'm going to erase it and show you the faster way like yesterday. So when I have a 0 in the ones and anything except a 0 below it, I know that the answer to ungroup to get 10 ones is going to be yes. I need to get that from the tens, but right now there are no tens. So if I cross out the 6 and make it a 5, that makes this a 10. But then I need to cross out this 10 and make it a 9 to make this a 10. So I had to ungroup a 10 to make 10 ones. And in order to get that 10, I had to ungroup 100 to get 10 tens. So the answer to both is yes. The quicker way, like I showed you yesterday, is I cross out the whole 60 and make it a 59. And when I cross out both, that means the answer to both is yes. And that makes this a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. And 5 minus 2 is 3. Now here, I have a 0, but I have a 0 below it also. So I don't need to ungroup any 10s to make 10 ones. So the answer to the first one is no. This is the only time when I have a 0 on the top that I don't need help for it, is when there's also a 0 below. 0 minus 0 is 0. So now it's like this part's covered up, and I'm looking at 96 minus 48, but really it's 960 minus 480. I cannot do 6 minus 8, so I have to ungroup this 900 to make it 800, which makes this 60 into 160, but I just write it as a 16. So my answer to the second question is yes. I had to get 10 tens. And 16 minus 8 is 8, and 8 minus 4 is 4. Now some of them you're not going to have zeros in the ones column. Here, I have 6 minus 4 in the ones column. 6 is greater than 4, so I can do it with no help. 6 minus 4 is 2, so my answer to the first question is no. Then here, I have 0 minus 7. I cannot do that, so I go next door. The 4 becomes a 3, and the 0 becomes a 10. I needed to get more 10s, so the answer is yes to the second question. 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Here again, I have 0 minus 0, which is 0, so the answer to the first one is no. Then in the middle, I have 9 minus 5, which I also can already do. So the answer to the second one is no. And then I have 8 minus 3 is 5. So you're going to have 4 that you do like this, where you answer the questions. And then on page 284, you're going to have some practice where you don't answer the questions, but going through the questions will help you for that practice.